Now, tonight's adventure into the unknown.
Shut up and sit down.
And now, before we kick off this episode with Marty Ray, a little taste of Marty Ray and the Marty Ray Project with some parody songs, cover songs, and one of our favorites, his version of Ice Ice Baby. Enjoy.
You know I'm all about that beard, no stubble. I'm all about that beard, no stubble. I'm all about that beard, no stubble. All about that beard. Yeah, it's pretty clear. I eat a lot of food. My beard'll catch it like it's supposed to do. I got that beard bloom that all the girls chase. All the right hair in all the right places. I see them weak beards working at hipster crop. My grandma's got more hair. Come on now make it stop. If you got beard beauty, come on now comb it up. Every inch of this is perfect. I ain't never gonna chop. Now my grandma, she told me that some men could only try. But with that beard you're growing, you'll keep women warm at night. She told me never to shave it, don't trim it, no, not at all. Because when it gets longer, then you'll get to write a song. You know I'm all about that beard, no stubble. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, but she's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away. Wonder this time where she's gone. Wonder if she's gonna stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away. Oh, I know. Yeah, I ought to leave me young thing alone, but ain't no sunshine when she's gone. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, take a look at my life, realize it's all gone, there ain't nothing left. 'Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mother thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve be treated like a punk. You know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking or where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lying to chalk. I really hate the trip, but I gotta low. As it croak, I see myself in the pistol smoke. Fool. Been spending most of my life living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most of my life living in a gangster's paradise. Mama told me when I was sit beside me, walking home to talking lows. To see you in church in evening clothes with you. Nervous touch and getting drunk. Staying up and waking up with you. Never slipping off the edge. Holding on to something we don't need. And this delusion in our heads is gonna bring us to our knees. So come on, let it go. Just let it be. Don't you be you, and I'll be me. Everything that's wrong, leave it to the breeze. Don't you be you, and I'll be me, and I'll be me. Alright, stop, collaborate and listen. Ice is back with my brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly, flowing like a harpoon. Daily and nightly, will it ever stop, y'all? I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll go to the extreme. I rock a mic like a vandal, light up the stage and wax a jump like a can-do dance. Caress a speaker that booms. I'm killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom, deadly. When I play a dope melody, anything less than the best it's a felony. Love it to leave it, you better gain weight. Better hit bulls out of kid, don't play. If it was a problem, I would solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. Vanilla ice, vanilla ice, baby. Oh, ice, baby. Yeah, ice. Vanilla ice, vanilla ice, baby. Oh, ice, baby. Well, now that the party is jumping with the bass kicked in, fingers all pumping, quick to the point, no faking, burning MCs like a pound of bacon. But I know if you're not quick and nimble, you're crazy when I hear that cymbal. I am with the souped up tempo, I'm on a roll. It's time to go solo, rolling in my 5.0 with the rack top down, so my beat can blow. If it was a problem, I would solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. Ice, vanilla ice, vanilla ice, baby. Oh, ice, baby. Oh, ice. Vanilla ice, vanilla ice, baby. Oh, ice, baby. Alright, stop, collaborate and listen. Ice is back, my brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly, flowing like a harpoon, daily and nightly.
Welcome to Sarge Approved. I'm Sarge, and I'm here with Frenzy.
Welcome. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, Frenzy?
What up?
Who's our guest tonight, Frenzy?
We have an awesome guest, Marty Ray from the Marty Ray Project. What's up, Marty?
What up? How y'all doing?
Super good. How are you?
We're doing awesome, man.
I'm fantastic. Just walking on a treadmill.
He's
Doing some cardio.
Getting your sweat on.
Cardio is hardio, yo.
Cardio
I'm
sucks.
sweating like a pig right now.
I hate cardio.
Oh, it's the worst.
I most of the time, 99% of the time to 100% of the time, I refuse to do cardio.
Yeah, I just don't like it.
Well, cardio's stupid.
Yeah, but good for you. Hopefully you're staying hydrated, right?
Yeah, drink water.
No, I won't drink another with Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
It sounds kind of counterproductive.
You gotta walk further if you're gonna drink Dr. Pepper while you're walking. So
there you go.
You know,
sacrifice.
I'm a firm believer in if you are consistently exercising, that you should basically be able to eat whatever the hell you want. Consume whatever the hell you want. Because, hey, we only have...
I wish that was true.
Well, I mean, honest, if you're working out right, if you're actually putting in the work in the gym, then you really should be able to enjoy the things in life like food.
Yeah, but there's also this thing called metabolism that
yeah,
happens.
but you start working out and that metabolism can get jump started again. Believe me, I know. My metabolism has slowed down drastically, especially in the wintertime when I tend to shy away from the gym. But once you start working out, that metabolism gets going again, and then I can start eating cheeseburgers and pizza and shit.
Yeah, if I worked out the same that I do now and ate cheeseburgers every day, I'd be humongo. So that I don't believe that.
Think so? I don't think you're working out right then.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, Marty, where are you coming to us from? You're down south, are you?
I am. I'm in Memphis, Tennessee. Where y'all? Y'all sound like y'all from Canada or something.
Basically, Minnesota.
Close enough.
Oh, it's close.
Yep.
Close.
Just across the
Minnesota.
border.
Let's for our listeners who aren't familiar with Marty Ray and the Marty Ray Project. You're a musician that you came onto our radar when I saw you on Facebook for a video that was on Facebook that you did a cover, an original cover, like acoustic kind of version, I guess you could call it, of the Vanilla Ice Baby song. And I understand it's like 4 years ago that you did this video, but it's like making the rounds again on social media and a lot of people's radar. And when I saw it, it blew my mind. I don't know why, but it was amazing because you've got a voice that is like from the heavens.
It melts my butter. Your voice melts my
butter. You've got a damn good voice, brother. There's no denying it.
Like butter.
Like it's if for our listeners who haven't heard it, you need to go on YouTube and look up Marty Ray, the Marty Ray Project, and check out that damn video because it is ridiculous how good it is. I like it better than Vanilla Ice's version, to be honest. Yeah, I know.
Tell him that.
And I know he's listening right now, and he's like, what? But I think he'd agree. He would agree.
Well, you hadn't done your research because if you had, you would know that I did a show with Vanilla Ice, and he even said on the video that it was the best version he ever heard. So
that's right. You
need to look in there, go down a rabbit hole on my YouTube channel page or something.
You were recently on Larry Roberts' podcast, the Readily Random podcast, and he's a good friend of ours.
Hey, Lair Bear.
Lair Bear.
Love you.
We like to call him Lair Bear. And I remember you were talking about that. You did that. You joined him on that I Love the 90s tour, didn't you?
Yeah, it was the first show that they did of the I Love the 90s tour. He just called me up out of the blue, I didn't say out of the blue. One of his apparent friend, it was his friend, it turned out to really be his friend, but at the time I didn't know if it was true or not. Who really believes when somebody says, hey, Vanilla Ice is one of my best friends, I want to send him this and get you to come play with him or whatever. And he said, what's your number? I said, here's my number. I was like, what the heck? If it's true, and it's true, and if it ain't, I just gave some stranger my phone number. But they're a long ways from me. They're a long ways from me anyway, and I ain't really scared. So we'll take a shot at it. Life's about risk. So we took one, and about 2 months after that, I'd forgotten all about giving him the number. And next thing I know, I get a phone call. And at the time, I was running a record service. I was running my dad's towing business. And so I wasn't it wasn't out of the norm for me to get a random phone number anyway calling me. So I didn't think nothing of it. So I just answered, Ray's Service Center, that type of thing. And then it was Rob Van Winkle, who was Vanilla Ice. And he said, hey, it's Rob. I said, okay, how can I help you? And he was like, this is Rob Van Winkle. And I was like, okay, great. How can I help you? you know.
I'd be like,
and
who?
so then he was like, it's Vanilla Ice. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure, okay. What kind of, I figured it was one of my friends, like, whose number are y'all using, whatever. And he's like, I'm serious, man. And I was like, all right. And then lo and behold, he proved it to me or whatever. And I don't know how he proved it, but I guess I just believed him when he said, I want to bring you out to Miami and do that song with me on the first show of the I Love the 90s tour. And I said, all right, well, give me a ticket, and I'm there.
That's
and,
awesome.
I went down there, and we did it, and it was amazing. It was fun.
That's so
badass.
cool.
Is there like video of anything of you performing together? Is there something we can find online?
Yeah. On my
Probably on
YouTube
YouTube.
channel, yeah.
I haven't seen that yet. Okay.
I haven't either.
All right, it's time to pause, take a little time for some commercials from our amazing sponsors. I know everyone hates commercials. I hate commercials too. But the companies that sponsor this show are legitimately badass companies run by awesome people, and we stand behind them 100%. And we're going to be shortening up these commercials soon, so bear with us, and we'll be right back.
Sarge here.
Frenzy here.
They're here to tell you about our sponsor, Northland Vapor Company. They're serving the global vaping community. What they do is they provide quality and non-costly e-liquid. For all you vape heads out there, this is important. They source top quality raw materials and do not use any artificial coloring, preservatives, or sweeteners in their products.
That's awesome. They also have 13 amazing flavors that come in 2 different sizes. 120 mils, which is priced at $14.99, and the 30 mil bottle option, which is priced at $6.99. That's like half the cost of normal other places.
Than most places.
Yep. And they have some awesome flavors. The most popular right now is called Nuts and Cream. You're going to love these nuts.
Oh, I do love these nuts.
And they also have another flavor that is called Tangerine Dream, and it is oh so dreamy.
Northland Vapor also has a premium line called Apex. And these Apex Wicked comes in 30 milliliter bottles for $9.99 generally and has 7 flavors for your blowing cloud pleasure. Northland Vapor also offers free domestic shipping on orders of $50 or more. And free shipping on international orders of $100 or more. Everybody loves free shipping.
Yeah, that's
Hell
awesome.
Yeah.
You can check out their website, northlandvapor.com, and use the code SARGE20 for 20% off e-liquid and swag. They have some pretty sweet swag.
They got some badass swag.
Awesome hats, t-shirts, stickers, all
Hell
the
yeah.
things. And while you're there, make sure that you sign up for their Northlander Rewards program. You can earn points towards future orders, get discounts, savings, get promotional stuff, find out when new flavors are coming out. Just do that. And make sure Northland Vapor Company is on your radar. Be the cloud.
Do it.
Do it now.
Later, fuckers.
Bye.
Sarge here
Frenzy here.
to talk to you about Alpine Hemp and their awesome hemp oil products. Okay, Alpine Hemp makes full spectrum whole plant hemp oil, also known as CBD oil, which is extracted from the hemp plant, and it's not psychoactive. That means it can't get you high, and
No.
you're not going to fail a drug test.
Exactly. Hemp oil is made up of cannabinoids, and these are natural compounds that are found in whole plant hemp extract. They can be used to help with pain, inflammation, anxiety, cigarette addiction, acne, mood swings, sleep issues, and so many more things. It's got so many beneficial properties.
Alpine Hemp is committed to creating the highest quality and most effective hemp oil products on the market. They source high quality, organic ethanol extracted hemp oil. This allows them to have an all natural product from start to finish.
Boom. And you're probably wondering, is it legal? Yes, absolutely. It's completely legal because it's extracted from hemp grown organically in the US of A. Alpine Hemp offers their quality products in 3 different forms. They have capsules, tinctures, put a little dip in your coffee, and vape e-liquid.
Yes, and you can do all this research on your own, or you can go to alpinehemp.com and get more info.
Yeah, and while you're there, use the code SARGE20 for 20% off of your order.
Beautiful! Boom!
Bye!
Later.
Hey everyone, it's Kevin from Comics Watching Comics. Hey Kevin, you sound a little bit hoarse. Well, that's true. I was just in Vegas. Or I've been screaming from the mountaintops that Comics Watching Comics is now on Amazon Video. That's right. Season 1, Comics Watching Comics, now on Amazon Video, guys. And we also have Comics Watching Comics t-shirts for sale. That's right. From small to extra large, and for $20, including shipping, you can have your own Comics Watching Comics t-shirt. Contact me at my website, kevingoatee.com or comicswatchingcomics.com to see what they look like, and then you can get yourself a t-shirt. That's comicswatchingcomics.com and on Amazon Video now. Okay, I'll get some rest and drink some tea and honey. I got it. Hey everyone, it's Kevin from the SportsBook Box Office Podcast. What's going on? In the next month or so, Jeff and I are going to be having on the show Gino Bisconti, Season 5 panelist for Comics Watching Comics, as also can be seen on the show In Hot Water and on HBO's Crashing. We're going to have Brandon Scott back on the phone as well to do NFL talk. Brandon is the handicapper extraordinaire, the guy who the film Two for the Money with Matthew McConaughey and Al Pacino was based on. So, big heavy-handed gambling talk because, let's face facts, kids, 'tis the season with NFL right here. But don't worry, we're still going to talk about baseball playoffs and how Kevin's Yankees are looking pretty good for the playoffs, while Derby Paul's Mets are just used to being the Mets. Sportsbook Box Office Podcast, iTunes, Google Play. Just want to say thanks so much for listening, and be sure to spread the word to your friends if you like the podcast. Again, thanks for listening. And now back to Sarge and Frenzy.
So my first, I got a Walkman when I was in like 7th grade for Christmas, and the tape that came with it that my dad got me was the Vanilla Ice tape that had Ice Ice Baby on it. Oh yeah.
That's why those lyrics are like ingrained in your DNA. Like if I were to start singing,
don't do it right now.
If I were to start singing the Vanilla Ice Ice Baby song, she can't help herself. She'll break out into the entire song. She can't help herself. It's ingrained in her.
It's so funny.
I think we all know every word. To be
yeah,
honest.
it's
got to be the most popular hip hop song of all time.
Absolutely, it's the best.
But there's just something about the version that you did where it's ridiculous. Like you can't help whenever I play it to like sing along and attempt to hit the kind of notes that you hit, which is probably damn near impossible, at least on my part, because I do not have a singing voice.
Well, you also don't have a majestic beard either, so
that's true.
That would maybe help you.
I just have the stubble. I just rock the stubble. I do not have a glorious beard like Marty Ray.
It's tough to get on this level. But,
yeah, it takes time.
How long is that? By the way, how long is that majestic beard? How long have you? First of all, how long did it take you to grow it out?
It's still growing.
No, it's still growing. I know that, but like to get to the point where it's majestic,
glorious,
and glorious.
When I was born, the doctor said it was kind of a Benjamin Button situation. He's like, "What is this coming out of here?" There's a huge beard on the hairs on the wrong side of his head.
Just a bald head and a beard.
You came out beard first.
Yeah, and I slapped him and I said, "Hey, this is what you call majestic." And then they all just put me away and they started taking care of the beard more than me. You know what I mean? So
that's awesome.
It was a beautiful thing. So I've always had. No, I'm just playing. I could grow a beard since I was in probably 7th grade, though. To be honest with you.
God.
Really?
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
That's why Beardalizer is my sponsor. I need to make a plug real quick since we're talking about beards.
Yeah. What is Beardalizer?
Best beard products in the world.
Is that like oils and creams?
Grooming stuff?
Everything. You name it. Like, they got it. Shampoo, conditioners, oil. They got some pills that are some dietary supplement pills that'll help boy face men get a hairier face.
Oh shit! I didn't know that existed.
Of course, but
do they have like beard? Yeah. Do they have like beard Sherpas, like your own personal guide that'll like teach you how to grow a glorious beard?
Your beard consultant.
Yeah.
Well, we do a random beard growing seminar once a year. It's a big event we do. Costs a lot of money to get in, so there's only like 10 tickets. It's like $10,000 a seat.
Is it in November during November?
Oh, yeah.
It is every year in November. So it's coming up.
So
Yeah.
so you can never ever shave your beard now. I mean, you are the beard culture now. You're kind of the face of beard face.
Well, I don't know about that, but I don't really. It's like this. Like I didn't. You know the whole thing in Batman where Bane says, "No one knew me before I put on the mask."
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of me with the beard. No one knew me before I put on the beard. You know what I'm saying?
When was the last time that you saw your bare face without a beard? How long has it been?
Like 12.
Well, it was back
When you were born?
that was back as a fetus, and no, just messing
When
with
you were
you.
in the womb.
Of course. No, when I was, if you look back in pictures, you'll see I used to weigh like 200 pounds, 7% body fat. I used to be I used to call myself a bodybuilder, but I wasn't I didn't compete, but I had a clean shaven face there. And, I don't know, I had a nice little strong jawline, so I wanted to show it off, I guess. But then when you get fatter, you start saying, who cares anymore? And you just start letting it grow, and then come to find out, it's the most beautiful thing that's ever been grown, and I was like, I'm going to keep this for a while.
So what would happen if you did shave your beard? Would your sponsors be like, you're in breach of contract now?
No, they wouldn't do that. Laurent Cohen is a great friend of mine, and he's the owner of Beardalizer. The only way that I would shave it completely is for an acting role, because I do acting as well. So if they, he would understand if they said, hey, we want you to do this role, and we want you to shave, which would be very unlikely that they would want me to shave completely, but they might someday want me to trim it, which would be fine too, because you're not going to turn down a, $1,000 to $5,000 a day acting role.
Right.
So,
No.
because you don't want to get rid of your beard, which my beard grows so fast it wouldn't even matter. So he wouldn't care.
You're like, yeah, I'll shave this. It'll be back tomorrow. We're all good.
Yeah, he'll be back like easily 3 days.
Oh man, and you've got. I've noticed looking at your YouTube page. Obviously, I need to look at all your videos. I haven't looked at them all yet, but you've got a handful of songs that are beard oriented.
That's actually how I started gaining a fan base. People think now the new fans that are coming in now, they think it's because of Ice Ice Baby, because that videos actually went viral, I think 4 times on Facebook or something. People continue to steal it, and they post it on their page, and then it'll go viral again. And which I don't mind as long as they tag me,
Right.
As long as they tag my page. But sometimes, most of the time, they don't. To be honest with you, random fans will end up tagging me and say, "Hey, Marty Ray Project, have you seen where they posted your video?" And I'll be like, "Well, let me send them a message." And I'm like, "You're going to take the video down unless you at least tag my page. It's common courtesy to tag somebody's page who did the song."
Yeah.
And it really ticks me off because if you're going to share, first off, if you're going to steal somebody's work and use it to build your page, the very least you can do is give them credit.
Yeah, acknowledge
So,
it.
Right.
yeah.
But even if they don't tag it, I mean that's still publicity for you, right? I mean that's still positive.
No,
No?
it ain't positive to me. Unless they know where to go.
I was just going to say, that's his craft. That's his own creation. He should get credit.
Yeah, I'm not. The goal in entertainment is I only do covers to draw people to my originals.
Yeah.
So if somebody sees Ice Ice Baby and they don't go see any of my songs because they don't know how,
Exactly.
then it's a lost cause. I don't care if it's got 100 million views.
Yep.
If they don't know who it is, then what good is it?
Yeah.
I think it was the post I saw on Facebook was from what was it called? It was this page called
I know it was.
Hear This
Who Rates?
Who Rates? Yes, that's what it was. Yep.
That's the most recent one that took it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can't remember if they tagged you or not, but I did find your page.
No, they eventually did because
Okay.
I
But you had to tell
them.
them? Yeah, that's dumb. You should never tell them to do that. That's ridiculous.
Right. It had. I think at the time it had like 300,000 or 400,000 views, and somebody tagged me and said Marty Ray Project.
Yeah.
They actually, my fan actually said y'all should actually tag the artist who did this song, Marty Ray Project. And they tagged me, so I seen it.
Yeah.
And then I went and messaged the page, and I was like, I'd hate to be the guy to get a flag on your page just because you chose not to tag me. Like I know you know where you took this video from, because you had to steal this video from my YouTube channel to be able to get it. So
right.
you tagged Vanilla Ice, like they tagged Vanilla Ice, but they didn't tag me.
Yeah.
So they were like,
really?
Sorry about that. Which, most of the time they're like, hey, I'm sorry, I'll tag you, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing you know, that I shared their video. Since they tagged me, I shared their video, and now it's like 20 million views, I think, something like that.
Yeah, that's good. Well, that's what it should be. I mean, credit the creator, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I totally agree with that. I would still be happy, though, that my video was at least getting out there.
I agree with Marty Ray. I would not be happy.
Yeah,
with that.
there's no purpose.
Pissed
I mean,
off.
it depends on if you're just trying to be famous or if you're trying to make a living.
Especially
I
because
make a living in entertainment.
Right.
If
Especially
you just want to be
because
famous, sure. Hey, everybody share it.
yeah.
Put my face out there. But
Especially,
I feed my family with this, so.
Exactly. Especially when you don't know that it's being shared and you don't know who's even posting it and whatever. Like, there could be some crazy people posting that stuff. Like, you don't.
Yeah,
I don't
like
know.
it's on like some Scientology website is
Yeah,
like
or
posting your
just-
shit like
or like an
People
anti-beard
do that
website.
all the time. They take my music, not just Ice Ice Baby, but Simple Man. They'll take that and
Yeah, I was
use
just
it for
gonna
their
say.
own political
Yeah.
videos and all these things. And like, I didn't
really?
give them permission. Yeah, so I'm saying it's a bad. It could really be bad. Like you could be attached to. And I'm not political at all. So like I'm not a Democrat or Republican. I'll tell people all the time.
Yeah,
I'm a
boy.
Christian, and they seem to all be against me. So whatever the case is, I don't really want to attach myself to either party. A horse or a donkey or whatever it is, an elephant or a donkey. So I don't like it when people take my music. They don't even take my video. They just take the music from YouTube.
Right.
They rip it off of the video and then put it on their own video.
Yeah.
Which is very dangerous.
Yeah, just treat people the way that you want to be treated. Like, like the golden rule. That's like my biggest thing. I love it. So that was the other one I was going to bring up was Simple Man, Leonard Skinner. That one's amazing too.
Leonard Skinner actually. See, here's the funny thing.
I saw that
The
Leonard
artist,
Skinner knows
They
it.
actually shared that themselves, and
I
guess
saw that.
guess what? They said who it was. Like they tagged me.
Yes, I saw that. That's why I was bringing that up.
Yeah.
I love that. That's awesome.
Right.
That's how it
now,
should be.
Now there's one that can go to Sarge. Like if the original artist shares it and they don't tag you, that's cool, right? 'Cause
Right.
What can you say at that point?
Yes.
But if just some random page is trying to build their audience with a good video, and they don't tag you, that's a problem.
Yes, I agree.
I've wondered about that because I've found a lot of different, and I've heard people like I know Bill Burr, the comedian Bill Burr, threw a big fuss about this. He was upset that there were different podcast streaming platforms that, without his permission, without his knowledge, were putting his show on their podcast platform.
Yeah, you can't do that.
And by having a popular show like a Bill Burr show, they're gonna gain followers and listeners and stuff like that. More people are gonna come to their platform because they have popular shows on there. And I've noticed that our show is on a lot of platforms that I have never submitted our feed to, that I've never even heard of.
Well, yeah, we
how's
had.
it make you feel? Are you happy about it? Or are you like,
It's
man,
weird.
I don't
It's kind of.
know.
I think it's kind of creepy. We also had someone that used our theme song as their theme song, apparently
Right.
unknowingly, but listened to their podcast and was like, "Dude, that's our theme song. Like, you can't use that."
Is that y'all's original work?
It's not our original work, and
But
we
we
don't.
paid for the rights to it.
We paid for the rights
You
to
paid
it.
for it. I got you. Yeah,
Exactly.
so y'all own it.
Yeah, and they were also a guest on our show, so they've heard it before. So it was just kind of
He did claim that he did not listen to his episode.
He was a guest on the show. Like,
I
used
agree.
the song.
I know it sounds
BS.
very too much coincidence there.
If he had never been a guest on the show and used
you know
it,
what?
fine.
The thing is, I'm not going to start a beef over it with him.
I'm not either. I'm just saying.
I agree. He was very apologetic once I confronted him about it and stuff. And he immediately got rid of it and found a new song.
But I understand where, like, Marty, where you're coming from as far as, like, you own your and I mean, it's not even close because we didn't create the song. But for you, when you actually create something and sing it and it's yours, and for someone to just use it without your permission or without you knowing it, like, that would piss me off.
Well, here's what it's like. Put it in perspective in y'all's realm of medium.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all did the best interview that anybody's ever heard, and somebody took that because you couldn't not listen to it. It was like, I have to hear this over and over. Somebody takes just the interview, no intro. They don't tag any of that, but they put the whole interview and they steal it. They put it on YouTube and Facebook. It goes viral. Millions of people, they have no clue whose interview this is. And guess what? Most of the time, they're not going to ask.
Yeah.
Then what good did that do y'all's podcast?
It does nothing.
Your podcast stays right where it's at.
Right.
But you got this video that you can just say, hey, we had this video that got 20 million views of an interview we did. Mm-hmm. And then everybody's like, oh, I got to look up your numbers. So they go look up your numbers. And whatever your numbers were before that, they're the same.
Right.
It's all because somebody didn't say, this is such and such podcast.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah, I agree with you. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. You know, it's across the podcast platforms that we have legitimately, you know, sent our feed to and stuff. You know, we can track those kind of numbers, and you know, with those, we're in, you know, what, the hundreds of thousands of listeners. But there's those ones that have, like, on the down low that I've discovered have our show on there, and that I've never even heard of. I had no idea that our show was on there, and we can't track that. We don't know how many listeners are actually following you on that on that platform.
Right.
And we don't know, you know, if all those listeners are going to their site compared to, like, iTunes or Google Play or something.
Of course they are.
And the point is, though, is that you've actually, Marty has had this happen to him, obviously, at least a few times.
Tons of times. Not just with Ice Ice Baby. It happens every single day.
Yeah.
And it's annoying.
Is there something...
And it makes you side with it makes you side with people like Universal Music Group who has actually pulled down some videos on my page.
Yeah.
Where I would do a cover, which when I do a cover, I change it completely up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even using their music. All I'm using is their lyrics. But Universal Music will, somebody will tag the original artist and say, it was the first one that happened to was a song called Closer by Chainsmokers. Mm-hmm. I did that, and that's on YouTube and stuff now, but that got like almost 1 million views on Facebook. And then a guy named David Benjamin from Universal Music Group, he just took it down. Facebook doesn't give you an option to dispute it or anything. If you say, hey, take this down, it's mine, they take it down. You got to take it up with the person that said take it down. Mm-hmm. And so it's happened. I went through it myself in that regard, but I'm not stealing somebody's video, right? But I can't get mad at the guy if he wants people to go to YouTube. So I'm like, listen, I just won't post any more Universal Music Group songs. One I did get mad about was I did a parody of a song called Bad and Bougie. I did a parody of it. I did a parody called Bad and Beastie.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Talking about my beard.
Yep.
And that got over 1 million views on Facebook, and he pulled that down. And I emailed him after that, and I was like, listen, I sent him the court case of how parodies are covered under fair use. I said, here's the court case of 2 Live Crew and Acuff Road Music for Pretty Woman. I sent him all the information that he needed. I was like, this is a parody. It's covered under fair use. I didn't use one lyric of your artist's song. All I did was make a parody of their song. The Supreme Court said it was a parody. So we went back and forth, and then he said, well, so it basically to the extent of I guess you can just take us to court. And I'm like, okay, like he knows that I don't have the money to fight Universal Music in court. So I just can't post any more Universal Music songs, whether they're parodies or not, to Facebook anymore, only YouTube. So anyway, I don't know how I got on that, but the point is,
crazy.
I'm not 100% mad at the guy. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I might
Yeah.
be the same. I would probably be the same way.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very easy to get yourself in trouble on Facebook these days, apparently. All the time you hear about people saying that they're in Facebook jail. You know, they're on Facebook probation. I've been on probation a couple times, 2 or 3 times on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, they blocked me for 3 days after that.
Yeah.
After he pulled that one. And I was like, well, that's it. I'm not gonna end up losing, 300-something thousand followers on my fan page just because Universal Music. That ain't gonna happen.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that song because we listened to it tonight. That Bad and Beastie song that on YouTube, and damn, I absolutely love that song. I was impressed because not only was I blown away with like the Ice Ice Baby and some of the other covers and original songs, like I really like the was it Like Me, that Valentine song?
Yeah, I'm gonna go pee.
It's like.
What is it? Okay. It's like, yeah, Pee Frenzy. I'm going to go next.
Yeah.
That's, I love that It's Like, that original song of yours. That one's really good. And that's, got that acoustical, like where you're just, totally demonstrating your badass vocals, talents on that one. But, the one that I was really surprised about was the Bad and Beastie, the parody of Bad and Bougie. Bougie, is that how you say it?
Bougie. Yep.
Bougie. I was like, wow, this guy is versatile. Not only can he bust out like a crazy ballad or like an acoustical version of like an Ice Ice Baby, but he can actually like lay down like a rap, and then you have like you still display your singing talents in that song too.
Yeah, I actually, that's why I won't sign a record deal, because I want to be able to do whatever I want to do musically. I don't want to be in a box creatively. Mm-hmm. So they wanted to sign me, but I won't do it because I just want to be 100% fan supported. You know what I mean? Like the fans to enjoy Marty Ray's creative mind and whatever that entails. You know what I mean? And
Marty Ray, you just spoke in the third person. You just referred to yourself in the third person, Marty.
I know, it's crazy. Forgive me. Forgive me.
No,
when you're talking about inside your own head, it feels like it's a different person sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I respect that a lot because I feel the same way, and I know Frenzy agrees with me that it's something that we hold very important too, with like our show here. Is one of the beautiful things with a podcast and the beautiful things with the way that you're doing things is that you're doing it your way, you're doing it exactly how you want to do it without having to worry about producers or executives or any of these suits getting their dirty little fingers in your creative process and dictating things and making it into something that is not like your true creative vision. And I think that too many people are willing to sell out and go down that road because, there may be a big, fat, pretty paycheck in it.
That's you.
But they end up hating it,
There really isn't, though. That's what they don't understand. I make more money than a lot of these people that are signed to record labels, because you look at people that are new and they're just now signed, and they could have hit after hit, but what they end up doing, because the record labels are so shady.
Oh God, yeah.
They get you in the studio, they let you record and write, and if you want a house, we'll make sure you get a house or a car. But guess what? At the end of your contract, you owe them for all that stuff, the studio time, the marketing.
Right.
So you don't have a dime.
Yeah, and a lot of
the
time they own your content too.
Oh, they definitely do. That not a lot of times, every time.
Mm-hmm.
They own the masters. They paid for them. That's the whole purpose. They paid for them.
Yeah, that's
one of the. They own them.
That's one of the a lot of people that don't realize the unknown, seedy side of the record label industry is that it's shady and it's dirty as shit. I mean, how many bands and musicians have you heard that have just lost everything and just kind of faded off into oblivion because of that whole thing? record labels just kind of...
Well, they're just looking for, I feel like, and I may be totally wrong, but they're just looking for the next big thing. And
I gotta pee.
They're not really, I don't know, catering. Not that they need to cater, but just pay attention and just be kind of there for the people that they've got on their side, I guess. I don't know.
It's a hit. What it is, it's called a hit market. So if you're not making, if you hadn't made a hit this year, then you're gone.
Then you're
like
gone.
It's a hit. You got to have a hit, or you're gone. They don't care about developing you because they can't. They don't have money.
Yeah.
These record labels, they borrow money. They don't have any money. They act like they have money.
Right.
But most of the time, they don't have money. They're just borrowing money
and
until they get that next hit.
Yeah, banking on getting like the next big hit, and then that's when they get their money.
Right.
So,
see, there used to be what was called an artist development back in the day. They would develop an artist. They would take them in and they would develop on them and say, hey, we're going to put you on the road with this person. You can learn something. You can write with this person. The next thing you know, that person ended up being a star, and they lasted for a long time.
Right.
They don't do that anymore.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. So the acting thing, you've gotten into that a little bit too, right?
Yeah, I've been acting for, I guess about 7 years now.
Okay.
So,
do you like it?
Yeah. I love it. I love acting. There's nothing greater to me than getting paid to go play make-believe.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah.
What are some of the, like, I guess if you could pick like your top two things that you've done acting wise, what were they?
I was just on AMC's show called The Preacher.
Ooh.
Episode 7 of season 2. I was a guy named Shooter.
Okay.
That was the most recent thing. I got a show coming out at the end of the year. I can't talk much about it, but if you're on YouTube, you'll see it. I guarantee you. But YouTube started a new thing called YouTube TV, and I'm on one of their shows on that. And before that, I was on a show called Zoo on CBS.
Yep. Watched it.
And you watched it?
I've watched it. Yep.
I heard that one.
Yeah.
Well, then you should go back and watch episode 13 of season 1. And you'll see a guy named Bob come through there talking about how he escorted a bride to the church. That was me.
I feel like I've seen that one before.
What's that show about? Is it about a zoo?
It's about, like, kind of, yeah, I mean, it's basically about a zoo, but it's like animals going wild, basically.
Like, just jacking the people that come to the zoo? Like, animals busting out and biting people?
No,
it's not about that.
All the animals are turning against humans.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Every animal.
Because if you're in a zoo, that's what you'd want to do.
Have animals attack you?
That's what you should do if you're in a zoo.
Have animals attack you?
No, animals attack the people.
Oh yeah, zoos are stupid.
They're sad. I hate them.
They really are sad.
They're so sad.
It is a messed up aspect of our society. The way that we just cage all these animals.
It's gross.
And I mean, I'll admit I enjoy a zoo just like the next guy. It is a cool. That you can go and see some of these animals that you would never see in your normal life. But
they're miserable.
Exactly.
And they hate it. And it's sad. I don't like it.
I agree. It is messed up.
It seems like a lot of them are depressed in there.
They are depressed.
Absolutely. How can they not be? You got a polar bear living in a tiny little enclosure, and he's got basically the equivalent of a kiddie pool to swim around in. I can't turn it down.
You're so loud.
You gotta turn yours down.
No.
He's not loud on my end, so
okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, you got the.
Now he is.
You got a polar bear trying. He gets to swim around in a kiddie pool.
No, I get it. Like I get that there's the whole like let's learn about them and get everyone to get a chance to see them and whatever. But it's too sad. I don't like it.
I learn about animals from documentaries.
Yes. Some of
the animals seem like they're fine with it. Some of them seem like it's the worst. They have the worst life ever.
Yeah. Are you lifting weights right now?
Yeah, what are you doing? Are you throwing?
No.
Okay.
That's somebody else in the weight room.
Oh, okay.
Is it loud?
Oh yeah, we can hear it.
It sounds like they're just throwing down a...
they just chucking weights around?
Yeah.
Tell them to shut up.
Yeah, just throwing them. Yeah. Well, I'll be done here in about 10 minutes, and then I'll be outside anyway. So I don't know how much longer we got.
No worries.
We're about halfway through here. What were you saying? We were talking about animal documentaries.
I was going to say, so I don't know if you're a documentary fan. It seems like you're an animal fan. There's this guy his name is Gordon Buchanan, and he's from England, and he creates these documentaries. He's a cinematographer / photographer / animal person.
Yeah, I think he started out as a wildlife photographer.
Yeah. And he basically goes to places where he'll spend 6 or 7 or 8 weeks in Antarctica or
months at
Africa,
a time,
and he'll follow a pack of wolves, or he'll follow a family of gorillas, and he gets super up close. Like, there's one where it's the gorilla family, and they're always called the gorilla family and me, the elephant family and me, the wolf family and me, whatever. But there's the one that stands out for me is the gorilla one. He's in the jungle in the Congo with these massive, huge, crazy gorillas, silverbacks, all this stuff. And he has his camera set up, and one of them just walks on by, like, "Hey, how's it going?" It's ridiculous. But he's super, seems like a super sweet man, and like gets like attached to them too, and has kind of a thing where he
Aww, you got a
loves
soft
them.
spot for Gordon, don't you?
I love Gordon.
No, they're really well done.
I've never heard of him.
They're on Netflix.
Yeah,
I'll message you his name and stuff so you can check him out. But he's got a new one coming out. It's called something about
Sasquatch and Me.
No,
he found Bigfoot. He's hanging out with the whole family.
The people
I'd
that
watch
use
that one.
Right?
Yeah, it's Harry and the Hendersons actually.
Gordon
in real life.
Oh, I love that movie.
Me too.
That was based on a true story.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
No one ever knew that. But it was
loosely based on a true story.
very loose.
Was Harry from Alaska?
I don't know. No, the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, that could be Alaska.
That's where all the Sasquatches chill now.
Well, they're all.
You
I thought
never
they were in
know.
Minnesota.
They might be. We don't know. We got woods. We have forests.
Yeah, I've seen Fargo.
I haven't even seen Fargo.
Fargo is not an accurate depiction of Minnesota. That's the most
I
annoying thing
love
ever.
Fargo.
Yeah,
I love Fargo too. Did you watch the actual TV shows? Fargo, not just the movie.
Right, I've seen everything Fargo.
Billy Bob, the Billy Bob one.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And the movie.
Most people don't realize that Fargo is not even in Minnesota.
It's in North Dakota.
Yeah.
North Dakota. Okay.
Yeah.
Same thing.
But people forget that North Dakota even exists. Like, that's like one of the most forgotten states. Like,
North
Dakota.
The only thing they really have going for them is they have college football. They have NDSU.
Yeah.
They're pretty decent.
The Bisons.
I think it's partly like this. As far as the show goes, the show is partly plot. The plot is partly in Minnesota too, I believe.
There is some Minnesota stuff. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah. Oh my! All right. Can you hand a phone to this dude that's chucking weights against the wall right now?
We need to have a conversation.
You need to slap him with your beard.
I'm actually outside now, so should be good.
Okay. Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
No, damn it.
So what do you got coming up pretty soon here? What do you got going on? What are you working on?
Well, we are finishing the album.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 albums actually coming out. 2 new albums. I got 2 albums already that's been out for years. My last album that has actually has Ice Ice Baby on it is called Expression Not Perfection. That's, in every digital store and in my online store if you want hard copies. But I got 2 new albums coming out. One of them is an EP. It's actually a rap album with my little brothers, and
nice.
The other one is Marty Ray Project type stuff. So, which nothing I do is, if you go listen to my YouTube channel, you'll see that nothing I do is the same. Usually, it's not like I'm like I said, I'm not in a box creatively. So I just get whatever I feel like, and this album definitely shows that. It's called Mixed Emotions.
That's what's cool about you is that you, as a musician, you're just, obviously you have an amazing voice, but you're versatile as a musician. There's no genre that you necessarily fall into. I've seen you bust out some amazing acoustical ballad type stuff where you're just displaying your voice, and then you have the Bad and Beastie where you're rapping and displaying your voice. You can cover pretty much any genre, I believe, and that's really cool to see the versatility of your music and your talents. You're not just pigeonholing yourself.
I grew up listening to gospel and country, and then that led me into blues, B.B. King and Stevie Ray Vaughan, people like that.
Heck yeah.
And then after that, led me into southern rock, Leonard Skinner, people like that. And then a little bit heavier rock. Never got too heavy into like heavy metal type stuff. I did listen to a little AC/DC, but then that led me into like reggae, Bob Marley, stuff like that. Then hip hop came along when I heard Beastie Boys, and I started really liking hip hop. And then I should have said R&B, but R&B, gospel and R&B was what I really grew up listening to the most. And like Boyz II Men was believe it or not, Boyz II Men. I was daily listening to Boyz II Men.
Heck yes.
So I just had when I was a child, I always tried to mimic every artist I could hear that I liked. I would try to mimic their voice and their nuances and the feeling that they would put in the song they were singing. I always tried to mimic it, and I think at the time I thought, hey, I'm pretty decent at this. I feel like, and it wasn't until, but being able to sound like another artist is not going to get you far in life, though.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but it wasn't until it was a Christmas Eve that my cousin and I can't remember the exact year or even what age I was, but we were recording a song called Speckled Bird. It's an old gospel hymn. And I told him to play whatever. I had never heard the song performed ever. And I told him to just play whatever chords it said play. And I would just try to sing something that would fit his style. And we were recording. It was the first time we had ever started messing around with actually recording music. And so I sung that song, and all of a sudden, that I couldn't mimic anybody because I'd never heard anybody sing it. So that was the first time I'd ever heard my own voice. And from that point on, I was singing as Marty Ray and not as, there I go as a third person again, but as I was singing as Marty Ray and not as somebody else.
Yeah. That's cool.
So that's kind of when you realized that you actually had some talent and you had some singing ability?
No, like, it's funny. This is a funny story. It's kind of depressing and funny all at the same time. But when I was a child, I grew up thinking, man, I'm a singer. Like, God put me here to sing. This is what I'm supposed to do. I feel so confident in it and whatnot. And anyway, there was a dog in front of me. I was trying not to hit that dog.
Don't hit the dog.
Don't hit the dog.
It was I just, for a moment there, my mind forgot I was even on a phone call.
Pause as long as you need. Just don't hit the dog.
Golly, that was strange. I just woke up and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm talking to people. But no, so my whole life I said, this is what God put me here to do. But then I had family members, I'm not talking bad about them, but they never agreed with me at all. They always said that I wasn't a good enough singer, or I wasn't put here to sing. I should, if I wanted to do music, I should learn an instrument or something if I wanted to do music. And I was like, I don't feel like, being a musician by an instrument is the way that I'm going to portray my gifts. I don't. And I said, I think I'm a singer.
Yeah.
And that kind of discouraged me for years. That discouraged me.
Wow,
because I looked up
wrong?
to these people. They were actually phenomenal and still are phenomenal singers and instrument players, and they just didn't like my singing or whatever, which is fine. But I don't think you should ever tell a young person something like that, because it's like I could have ended up working in a steel mill. I'm not knocking anybody that does work in a steel mill, but that was kind of the goal. That was the dream you should have in the small town I grew up in.
Yeah.
the dream was to get a job at this steel mill, and you make good money there, and you just stay there the rest of your life. And
That sounds like a horrible dream.
yeah, I know. It's like a cloud of oppression over my old city that I grew up in. But thank God I got out. And when I recorded that song, that's what I'm saying. Like, we recorded that song because for a long time I was just doing the daily work. I worked for my dad and I did other jobs too, trying to constantly get out of working with my dad because it was it's never fun to work with a family. I don't know.
Nope.
Or not in my life.
Yeah.
But so then I posted that video, and people really were reacting to it kindly, and they loved it. And I was like, I think they're wrong. I think those people are wrong. My family, I think they're wrong. I think I was right, and I am put to do this. So then I just kept making videos, and then I did the video that actually got me semi-fame or notoriety or whatever you want to call it. I'm not really famous now, but if you go by like what famous really is. But anyway, where my fans started first coming from outside of my own city was when I did a parody of a song called All About That Bass. I did a parody called All About That Beard. And it got like 2 million views overnight. That's and then awesome. I had all these people coming and say, man, looking at other stuff. And I didn't have that much at the time for them to look at.
Yeah.
So at that point, I made it a point. I said, I'm going to make sure I have plenty of videos up.
Yeah.
And stuff. But anyway, so that's kind of the history of how I came to be in the music industry. I was still working a job. Back then, I thought that the goal in music was to get a record deal. Like, I was naive just like everybody else. And I thought, hey, the way you make it in music is you get a record deal. So my whole goal was to do that. And I didn't have a train moving her really. So they didn't really care about me. But then next thing you know, I have hundreds of thousands of followers and millions of views. Now, then they want to jump on board. And I'm like, well, now I don't need you. So go somewhere else.
Yeah, well, that's the great thing about this day and age of social media and the internet is that you don't necessarily need a record deal. You don't necessarily need to be in line with the suits that are running things like they used to back in the day. The day of the record labels, I think, are slowly dying out.
Right.
Thanks to the influx of social media. And the benefit of that too is that you don't have to feel like you're selling out and you have to follow, the old rules. You can and trying to reach just this massive audience of kind of bandwagon fans, I guess is maybe a decent way of calling it. When you're calling the shots and you're doing things your way creatively, you can accumulate fans that are like legitimate fans, people that actually like what you're doing creatively, the shit that's coming from your mind, and you can have like real true fans, not just these fly by night fans where you're just you can have people that are they're coming to you and they're following you because they like the way that you do things. They like the content that you're putting out, and those are the real true fans that are going to stick by you, through for years and years.
My fans are supportive of everything I do, and I tell them all the time. Like, I try to comment back to every single comment I get, every message.
Yeah.
I literally comment and answer back every one of them. And sometimes they don't believe it's me.
Yeah.
They're like, is this really Marty or is this somebody? I'm like, this is me. I promise.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
There's been times when people have, they've still not believed it. Like, and so I would send them a video saying, hey, it's me. I promise. I appreciate it. Like, I really do appreciate you. I love you, and I appreciate your support. You don't know how much.
Yeah.
So, and labels encourage their artists not to do that, to not engage.
Yeah,
because
which is dumb.
You can get in trouble or whatever. You can say the wrong thing. And they don't. That's why these people they don't engage with their fans. But I got nothing to hide. So
right. Well, yeah, and I don't know. I think that just makes such a huge difference in music. What I was gonna say was the fact that you brought up Boyz II Men made my heart like a flutter and melt my butter again because I loved Boyz II Men. I need to know if you'd be interested, or if there's any type of situation where you would be doing some kind of Poison cover.
I mean, at some point, maybe I might do every
Belle Biv DeVoe,
every
something.
or something. But
Oh, some
Belle Biv DeVoe,
I don't
maybe.
know.
some BBD,
Oh my gosh.
some Bravo Bravo
That's
Delta.
really the only Poison song I think I know is.
Belle Biv DeVoe does Poison, and then
Yeah.
they did.
I think that's the only one anybody knows.
Is that? Yeah, that's probably the only
Poison!
one I know. But there's so many of those like late '90s, early '90s to late '90s rap songs.
I
like
love.
Crisscross. Like, I don't know. How can I ask how old you are? Will you be mad if you don't have to say?
No, just say it.
No, say it all. I'm 35.
He's
Okay.
35.
Yep.
God
All right.
damn.
I'm 38.
I'm 34.
So, like, all of the music that you're talking about from back then, like, I just, like...
He's in our wheelhouse.
Ugh.
He's our generation.
I mean, New Kids on the Block, I saw them live back in the day.
Oh my God! You gotta do an acoustic version of
Step by Step.
No, the right stuff.
You got the right stuff, baby.
You know,
Hey, you know what? I have toyed around with some New Kids on the Block, to be honest with you. I don't know.
What? You've
We'll
met
have-
them?
No, I haven't met any of them.
Oh,
Listen.
man.
I'd like to meet Donnie.
Tell-
though.
if
I
you
like the
meet any of
Wahlbergs. I like
them.
Mark.
Yeah, Marky Mark. If you meet Jordan, you should tell him that someone that you know went to see their concert when they were in 8th grade and held up a sign. I made a actual sign.
you and millions of other little 12-year-olds went to the same thing.
I made a sign with flames drawn on it.
He doesn't remember that.
And I said, Jordan has a hot butt.
That was your dude, Jordan?
Oh, yeah.
And then he's gonna tell me, yeah, I remember her.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah.
I tried to find her, but she
was in 8th
disappeared.
grade. She was like 12. She was totally my type.
I was trying to wait 10 years till she turned 18, but I couldn't find her.
That was at the Met
She's
Center.
actually gonna marry you. Couldn't find her.
Damn it. I missed out.
That's so
man.
funny. A lot of people don't know that Mark Wahlberg was one of the original New Kids on the Block, but he's like,
No,
yeah.
it was actually Donnie Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg is his brother. Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, I know. They both were in it, though.
Marky Mark was going to be in the band
He
too,
was,
and then
or-
they decided to not have him be in it. And
No,
he did
he
his own thing.
decided.
Well, whoever decided.
He was
He
originally
was going to model underwear and be sexy in his six-pack.
both Mark and Donnie were originally in New Kids on the Block when they first got the band together, but Mark Wahlberg decided he was going to go off on his own before it actually really kicked off.
Yeah.
And he decided he wanted to be part of he wanted to do his own Funky Bunch thing.
Yeah, and then...
Which is fine
I didn't
because
know that.
I think it was a good choice.
And then Marky Mark decided to be in the homeless guy in The Sixth Sense. That was like super creepy.
What?
Yeah, he was in that movie. The Sixth Sense.
Mark Wahlberg
Yeah.
was in the Sixth.
Not Mark. No, sorry. Marky Mark was in that movie Fear.
Yeah, what are you? The Sixth Sense.
And
What are
then
you talking?
Donnie Wahlberg was in The Sixth Sense. I promise
Donnie
you.
Wahlberg was in the Saw movies.
No, he was in The Sixth Sense too.
He was?
Yes.
Who was he in that?
He was like a weird. I don't know, a weirdo.
He was a homeless guy?
A homeless person.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Look it up.
I will. I'm gonna.
Anyways,
He was a transient.
yeah, he was a transient. Exactly.
Is that the PC version of
Yes.
homeless guy?
Yes.
Transient? He travels. I'm a
Yeah.
wanderer.
He was.
I believe you. I just don't remember that. I remember him being in the
I
Saw
believe it,
movies.
I wouldn't know it. I wouldn't have paid attention. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I have so much random weird crap going on in my brain that I remember. But yeah, that's the case.
Once you get you on New Kids on the Block, it's a whole nother level of
Oh man, I used to
thought
have
process.
a pillowcase.
You know what, Marty?
Posters.
Marty Ray, you could probably revive their careers.
You probably could.
If you did a cover of one of their songs, like The Right Stuff, that's my recommendation. You could probably revive their career.
I could be your choreographer. I can show you how they do them.
No, you can't. No,
Yeah,
you
I
can't.
can. Yeah.
I don't think I'll be back if I did do it. So.
He's not doing choreography. He's just displaying those pipes.
He's displaying
Yeah,
the
that's
beard.
all I'm doing.
Yeah. He's doing it. What was with that during like the 90s, predominantly in the 90s, when like that whole choreographed where the entire group they all had to do the
they were the first
hold on
boy
where
bands.
that whole group had to do they all had to do the same choreographed dance routine. What was with that?
They were the first boy bands. They were before Backstreet
Well, I
Boys
know,
and
but
NSYNC.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the choreographed dance moves that they did.
Because it's fucking awesome. That's
It was. I agree. It was awesome back then, but now you look back on it and it just seems so silly.
Oh, it's really ridiculous.
That's not the start of that, though. I mean, that's not where that started.
No, it started. Yeah.
Look at every doo-wop band.
Exactly.
And Motown. They've been doing that for years.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, but that was just where they were swinging their arms at the elbows. That was about all they did.
Still.
Oh no! You haven't seen Temptations live. Apparently, you should watch them live.
The who?
The Sensations.
Temptations.
No, Temptations.
Temptations.
T with the T.
Please tell me you've heard of the Temptations.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just don't remember them. I just don't remember them doing big choreographed routines.
Think about Elvis shaking his sexy hips.
I know. Yeah, but he was by himself.
That's fine. He still danced.
A movie about Temptations you would love, probably.
What is it?
I think it's called Temptations.
But they basically just did or they just did this. Did they really break out into dance routines, or were they just kind of swinging their arms together at the same?
No, they did. They spun around and stuff.
Every step.
Yeah.
It wasn't just singing. It wasn't just
they were in sync together.
How do you? You're talking about.
Yeah.
Papa was the Rolling Stone.
Oh.
Well, he laid his hat was his home. When they get into all that, that starts coming on, and there's not just they're not just standing there swinging their arms. They're actually dancing. The females loved it. They freaking loved them.
Of course. Just so you know, when you just say it right there, it gave me goosebumps. I love it.
Frenzy just took her. Frenzy, put your clothes back on.
Why
are you naked right now? What are you doing? Frenzy, calm down.
My yoga pants are on. Thank you.
Oh,
the
man.
Here's the movie, so you can go watch it, Sarge. It's called The 5 Heartbeats. The 5 Heartbeats.
5 Heartbeats. Okay.
I won't watch it because I'll apparently take my clothes off.
Yeah, dang, that shit affects you. She's butt naked right now.
She'll love that movie. She would absolutely love the movie. She'll be sitting there naked the whole time.
Okay. I believe you. I always thought
stop making stuff up.
This is something that I always thought would be really cool, and this is kind of in line with what you've done with creating your own version of some of these songs, like Ice Ice Baby, where it's a straight up kind of a little bit silly rap song, which was badass back in the day. And you put your own, you did an acoustic, is ballad the right word for it?
No, it's not a ballad.
No?
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it. I would call it more of a reggae style.
Is it? Yeah, I guess.
That's what I was doing.
But I always thought it would be funny or interesting or cool if you took some of these popular rap songs from the 90s and today and you turned them into, you had a guy like you or even a country star and they did a rap song in a country version where all the lyrics were phonetically correct, I always thought that would be really entertaining if you took a Lil Wayne lollipop and you had Garth Brooks sing it or something.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
That'd be awesome.
I don't think Garth's ever going to agree to that.
No. Who's that? I can't remember his name, but it played at the end of that movie, one of those zombie movies, Day of the Living Dead or something.
Night of the Living Dead, 28 Days Later.
No, hold on.
Those are both zombie movies.
It was more recent. It was Day of the Dead or something. The one where they were all in the shopping mall. Do you remember that one?
28 Days Later?
No.
Zombieland?
No, it was Day of the Dead or Day of the Living Dead or Night of the Living Dead.
No, those are all old ones.
Those are all old.
Talking about. Those are from the 70s.
It was one of the more recent ones from probably the early 2000s.
Zombieland?
No, it was something of the Living Dead or whatever.
No, those are all old ones.
No, but they did a more recent one.
Okay, well, you don't know the name of it, so just keep talking about the plot.
The one where
I gotta go to. Just keep talking. I'm going to IMDb right now.
yeah, I'm looking here too on YouTube. Day of the Dead.
That's
Dead?
old.
No,
Definitely not Day of the Dead.
No, it's not Day of the Dead. It's not Night of the Living Dead. It's
Day
not. It's like
Night.
I Am a Zombie, Kill Me is probably what it's called.
No, it was something of the Dead. It sounded a lot like the old ones, like Night of the Living
Shaun
Dead.
of the Dead?
No.
Well,
It had that blonde chick that kind of looks like Uma Thurman, but she's younger. They were in a shopping mall. It had Ving Rhames. Ooh, let's see. Ving Rhames. I know Ving Rhames is in it. Ving Rhames zombie movie.
wow, this is terrible.
But at the Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead.
I said that.
2004. At the end of that movie, there was a guy who he did a cover of Disturbed. The what's the one? Which one's that?
I don't know.
Down with the Sickness. Yes, he did like a it was like how does that song go?
Okay, we're going to move on from this because we can't keep asking questions.
It was like a kind of a lounge singer type vibe to it.
You're talking about.
You know what I mean? All right, he's like, all right, stop. Come on, get
Collaborate
down.
and listen.
No.
I suspect with a brand new edition.
There she goes.
Something.
There she goes. I started something.
You're saying that somebody played my song at the end of Dawn of the Dead?
No. He did.
No.
He did Disturbed. He did the Disturbed Down with the Sickness, where it was like, God, how does this song go?
I don't know. Can we talk about the Kermit and the Marty
like,
Ray? Have you seen the YouTube
Come on,
video
get down with the sickness.
of Kermit
Fucker,
singing
get up.
Hurt?
Come on, get down with the sickness. He sang it like that, like a.
Let's talk about
Long
Kermit
singer.
and Hurt. Have you seen that video on YouTube? Kermit the Frog singing Hurt.
No, I've definitely not seen that.
Oh my
But
gosh.
that will be looked up.
You need to.
It is as a young Christian man,
You might think we're going to hell because we think it's
a little
funny.
it's a little vile, but it is funny.
It is funny.
So he doesn't use the real lyrics or something?
He's doing the Johnny Cash version of Hurt.
Yeah.
You remember that one?
Well, that's not, why would it not appeal to a Christian though?
Because
he's doing
because
he's doing heroin and getting a blowjob from the dog.
No, he was shooting up heroin. He was sucking off Fozzie for.
Yeah.
He was going down on Fozzie for like more heroin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's masturbating
He's
to a
got
photo of
a
Piggy.
candle with Miss Piggy in the background and Jim Henson in a picture frame behind him.
He was
like,
jerking
it's not
off.
good.
He was jerking off to a picture of Miss Piggy, and yeah, it's.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think we're actually watching that at church this Sunday. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
yeah,
It'll
it's
be a
not good.
Family. Teaching where drugs can get you, but by country.
Yeah, this is what happens when you do. It's not the fried egg in the skillet situation anymore. This is your brain on drugs. It's the Kermit video.
What's the?
Well, I'll go look it up and watch probably the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, it for me, like, I'm not into that stuff at all. It's just like a train wreck, like it's like
hilarious.
a car accident. Like you just can't look away from it.
It was
Like, you're
hilarious.
just like,
Don't act like you did not laugh at that.
I did, but I also
But
grew
you know
up
what, though?
watching Sesame Street. Like it was traumatizing.
Not now.
Not now, but kind of. Like it made me question my childhood a little bit.
Whatever.
It did.
It wasn't made by
That
the
is
Sesame.
what,
PBS did not make that video.
I know they didn't make
Oh,
it.
you sure?
Here's something that I think you would get a kick out of. We played this on. I think Tom. Who was it? I can't remember who it was on with us.
I don't know what you're gonna play,
But
so I can't tell you.
we did. There's this YouTube video of where somebody took the Bohemian Rhapsody song by Queen, and they made it into like a movie scene. So they
Right, no, I've seen that, yeah.
You seen that one?
Yeah.
That one is really good. It was
It
hilarious.
was actually Game of Thrones, the one I've seen.
Oh, I see. I haven't watched Game of Thrones at all, and I feel weird, but I've never seen an episode.
You've watched the Kermit the Frog give a blowjob, but you didn't watch Game of Thrones?
No, I haven't. I know I need to.
Dragons and boobs are totally in our wheelhouse, too.
Yeah, I've been trying to catch up on Walking Dead and Shameless and some other stuff.
Yeah, Walking Dead
just
trapped.
Watch a lot of shows in the summertime.
Well, the Game of Thrones is on like HBO though.
I don't have cable.
I don't have HBO.
Oh,
but
well, there you go.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I mean, someday I'm just I'm gonna binge it.
Like HBO Go, you can pay to get it and whatnot.
Yeah,
just like Netflix.
Right. But now it's football season, so that's kind of my main focus until the Super Bowl is done.
Who are you a fan of? Minnesota?
Duh.
Of course.
The Vikings.
Well, I mean, that's not a guarantee, like every time.
No, I know. No, but I am, for sure.
There's Cowboys and Steelers fans all over this country.
I'm assuming you're a Titans fan?
Heck no.
What?
Who are you?
I used to be a huge Cowboys fan.
Yeah?
I don't really watch football a whole lot anymore, but I used to be. I'm talking about a massive Cowboys fan back in the day.
Was that before the new stadium?
Well, they're finally good again.
Yeah, well, I just, there's a lot of controversy in the NFL, and a lot of things I don't agree with that the actual organization does.
Right.
And like for one thing, they make billions of dollars a year, and they still hold on to their nonprofit status so that they don't have to pay any taxes and all this stuff. And it just, I don't know, stuff like that bothers me. So
really, I have never heard that they have nonprofit status.
Yeah.
How is that possible? How is that possible?
Yeah. It's ask your senators. I don't freaking know. That's crazy to me.
That's
like,
gross.
why are they still nonprofit when they make more money than any other sporting agency? Like they make tons of money, and then they made a lot from me. Like they made a lot of money from me over the years, and I was like, here I am paying every dime I have in taxes, and they're making billions of dollars, and I don't as far as the last time that I looked them up, I don't know if that's still current. If that's still the current situation, but that's the way it was, and that's what turned me. That's one of the many things that turned me off from the NFL. And then another thing was just like these players get to do whatever they want, and then they're so quickly forgiven. Like they don't they can do whatever they freaking want, and then they can come back, and as long as you're good at sports, come on back.
Here we go, Marty. There's I just Googled this because that sounds absolutely ridiculous. Roger Goodell's ridiculous payday and the NFL dropping its non-profit status. The NFL is a multi-billion-dollar industry and they haven't had to pay taxes. Well, kinda. Oh wow. Roger Goodell earned $34 million in 2014. Jeez.
Look up the NFL's revenue a year though. Look that up.
Wow, Major League Baseball had tax-exempt status up until 2017.
Right.
Wow.
So why is this happening? I'm saying, like,
it says here that the NFL is being a multi-billion-dollar industry. Fans of the sport who have to pay their taxes will certainly have an issue with the league getting away from having to submit their taxes, even if it is just a portion of their income. After all, the portion could be millions of dollars, but that will change in 2016. So apparently no longer as of just last year, they are no longer tax exempt. So why the NFL decided to start paying taxes?
There is no reason why Cam Newton needs to make $103 million in a contract. Like, that's ridiculous.
Hey, if they're willing to pay him that.
Well, but for what? Like,
to throw a football.
It's gross. It's
literally
gross.
That's another thing that bothers me is that, like, we're as people, as citizens, we're willing to, we're willing to support because it's us that support that amount of money.
Right.
Without us, they can't pay them anything. So they shouldn't make that. That's right. But like Sarge said, if the owners are making billions, then if I was playing for their team and I was a star, you better give me $100 million.
Right.
If you're making billions, you better give me $100 million because I'm the reason that people are watching you.
Well, I get that too, but what are you going to do with all of that? Like, it's just To me, it's just
He's
ludicrous.
going to buy himself a bunch of cars, a bunch of houses.
a bunch of boats, whatever. I'm on a boat with my flippy floppies. Like, what are you really going to do with it? Like,
so there's this article from April of 2015. There are 5 kinds of organization that the IRS says can qualify as a 501c6 nonprofit. The only American professional football league that might have a hope of meeting that requirement, the NFL, secured that particular tax-exempt status back in the mid-'60s, when there was actually more than one professional football league before the AFL and NFL merged, I believe. So the NFL,
what's the AFL again?
It was the American Football League.
Yeah,
they merged in 1966. But on Tuesday, this is back in 2015. In an announcement that was mostly symbolic. That's funny. The league said that it would be relinquishing its 501 status. And the change will have mild repercussions for the organization's finances. But, wow, the 32 teams, this is from 2013, it's 32 teams brought in about $10 billion.
That's gross. Like, okay. You don't need to read it anymore. That's gross.
Wow.
And people, and that was what bothered me about continuing to support them.
Yeah.
With my money, and then I was like, with my money and my ratings, I can go and support people that actually need the support. You know what I mean? Like,
right?
Because it's like it's the same as when I think about everything in like entertainment industry. So these artists that are on labels, because the labels are able to push them in front of everybody's eyes on the radio and TV and all these things, people automatically support those people, and then they don't mind a bit if those people have advertisements in their songs that they write strategically because Pizza Hut paid their church.
Right.
I don't got nothing against their church, but Pizza Hut paid their church to say, "Get together at the Pizza Hut."
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's like, did you really have a Pizza Hut in your small little 300-person town that you're singing about? I doubt it, right?
Yeah.
Nobody has a problem with that, but the minute that I, as an independent artist, write a song and put Beardalizer in it, they start saying, well, why did you sell out to advertisement? So then my rebuttal is, go listen to any of your favorite people that are on labels, and you're going to hear advertisements all through their music. You're crazy if you don't hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I'm trying to make a living now, just like they are, only I'm doing it on my own. They're doing it with a team a monstrous team behind them. You know,
exactly.
I'm being attacked. Like, that's strange to me.
Yeah.
I look at it the same way. I would rather support independent music than support record label music. I'm not sitting there saying
they don't need it. That's for sure. They don't need the extra support. But yeah, it's easy for people to just kind of blindly call you a sellout or whatever, but you're out there trying to have a career that is actually your dream. You know, you're not trying to flip burgers for a living. You're trying to do something that actually makes you happy, and you're able to be creative and use your God-given talents.
Right.
and make a living out of it. I mean, that's the ultimate dream. If you have something that truly makes you happy in life, that truly allows you to be creative and not have to work a 9-to-5 job, you want to be able to obviously pay the bills with that.
Right, but why is it so difficult to do that? Why do so many people try and get in the way of that and try to change it or try to alter it or twist it this way or the other way?
Because they're douchebags, and there's a degree of jealousy and a degree of why can't I do that? Why am I not in that position? Why are they? Why did they get this and why am I not doing that? You know, that's what it is.
Like, don't be jealous then. Like,
I agree.
Be supportive of one another, love each other, like, be kind to one another. That's the one thing that I feel like is going to be a huge detriment to society. Like, I am fearful for, like, children, that people are just not going to be kind to each other anymore. Like,
it's been like that for
I know, but
it's
only going to get it hasn't been though.
Oh yeah,
social media has totally changed that.
Well, it's just made it more prevalent
because people don't have to, like, face to face somebody when they have a confrontation.
It's just
they can just blindly complain about stuff.
Right, but that doesn't mean that there hasn't always been douchebags and jealous douchebags.
No.
It's just more evident and more in the forefront because of social media.
But I feel like it's also more that negative versus positive.
Right. I don't think that there's necessarily more douchebags than there has been in the past. It's just that you see it more because there's this platform where people can display their douchiness to the whole world, to the masses.
Why don't the niceies platform their stuff?
They do.
It's not as much though.
But you remember. I
disagree with you.
But you remember the douchebags. It's easy to remember the negative people.
No, because the positive people don't want to stand up for the good of the stuff.
They do stand up. I'm just
I'll
saying.
Put it this way. On my stuff, everything that I put out online, it's 90% encouragement that comes my way.
Right.
And about 10% haters. But I don't call just anyone a hater. If someone says, "Hey, I'm not really feeling this one," or something like
that's
that,
fine.
That's not technically a hater. That's just somebody with an opinion. It's fine.
Exactly.
But somebody that gets under and says, "Hey, this is trash.
Yep.
This is garbage. This is," that's hating. That's not just saying that you don't like something. That's saying that even though all these millions of people like it, it's still trash. But those people would never say that. This is proof. I'm going to prove it to you. Those people would never say that to your face ever.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
They feel like this person will never read this, or this person will never find me anyway.
Right.
But this is what I do, right? This is how I know I can prove it. Because when I see that, I'll laugh and I'll say, "Hey, thanks for listening anyway." Ha ha ha! Right? Like it don't bother me a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then that same person will message me. This has happened countless times. And me and my little brother, we laugh about it because these people think they're so used to artists and these people not reading these. They think that these people don't read their comments, but everybody's reading them. They just don't respond like I do. But you never know when someone could be in a horrible emotional state, and you saying something like that could drive them over the edge and cause them to do something that you would hopefully never want them to really do. Now, I'm not like that. Like, I could care less if somebody says, "Hey, that's trash," or "That sucks," or whatever. Who cares? But these people will message me and say, "I'm sorry I said that, man. I didn't know you would read that." I get it all the time. I always respond to the hate. And I say, "Hey, no worries, man." But I always say, look, think about because what if this is a child that's reading everything that you put, and you're crushing their dream by just one thing, by saying, "This is trash." Mm-hmm. I said, why would you want to do that? You know, I'm not a child, so you can say I'm trash and it ain't gonna bother me a bit. I'm gonna laugh at you because I don't care. But a little kid, if that was one of my daughters, and I seen that, I'm liable to go try to hunt you down, because that's gonna tick me off.
Yeah,
because there's no call for that. So I hate that aspect about social media, but I also love the fact that because of social media, I'm able to not have a record label.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. It goes both ways.
More brave.
Yeah. I just don't think that people always realize the repercussions or the impact that they have on making comments about stuff. And the whole social media has changed a lot of things. And I guess it's just you have to kind of get used to it and like deal with like that's how it is now. But I think that people should maybe take a step back and realize the impact that they're making when they do make those comments or make those choices or whatever it is, because it is a big deal.
Yeah,
now.
In an ideal world, there's always going to be douchebags. There's no way around it. I mean, in a utopian world, it'd be nice if everyone just treated each other with love and respect.
Right, but I'm saying that the douchebags have appeared more over the past 10 years than they ever did before.
Right. No, I agree. They have that platform.
They have a platform.
And and there's always the good and the bad with anything in life. You have those people that can, like you said, that can say like, this just isn't quite my music, or I just didn't quite like this about you, but they're not being an asshole about it.
Right.
There's that can be constructive in a way. You can take that with a grain of salt, but you can use that to your benefit. But there is also the douchebags, and it's funny how some of these people that thinking that they're being anonymous and thinking that you're never going to respond can just spew just this acidic hate, in some of their comments. But as soon as you respond back,
how much they backpedal and are like, oh shit, he actually responded. Like, I didn't think he was going to actually say anything. I didn't mean any of that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a funny thing, because a lot of them will be like, they'll say something, and I'll say, I'll just make a comment like, hey, thanks so much. Thanks for. Now I'm going to go in the corner and cry. Y'all say something funny, like make them, and they know I'm being sarcastic. Like, they didn't bother me one bit.
Yeah.
But then they'll delete their comment. They'll send me a message and say, I actually like all your other stuff, man. I just wasn't feeling that one. I shouldn't have worded it that way. So I'm like, that's cool, man. You know, whatever. God bless you.
And it's just too easy nowadays for somebody, like, they could just be having a bad day. You know, something happened, they got in a fight with their girlfriend, or they got their boss yelled at them that day, or whatever it is, and they decide that, you know, they go on the internet that night and they see a video and they decide, like, you know what, I'm just going to be a dick to this guy and I'm going to send some nasty comment. And it may be completely unwarranted, and it may not be something that they would do on any kind of regular basis, but you don't know that.
Right, but
they're just... And
why can't they make a positive comment? Why can't it be the other way?
It's just too easy nowadays.
I know it's too easy, but you could say something positive instead.
No, I agree. I'm just saying,
and that's my point, is that you have this ability to communicate and to give your feedback basically whenever the F you want to, on any kind of page, on any kind of social media, but I just feel like it's more the negative connotations are happening instead of the positive ones, and that makes me sad. Like, it's just, it should be more positive, like, support each other, like.
And I don't know what the percentages are, if it's more negative.
I guarantee you they're more negative.
Well, you can't guarantee it.
Well, YouTube, definitely more negative. On Facebook, I believe it's
positive.
Sometimes 50-50, but in my case, on both, believe it or not, on both, in my case, YouTube and Facebook, it's about 90% positive.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a beautiful thing to me. I mean, I don't know why it's that way.
Yeah. Well, you're obviously doing something right.
No matter what you have, on YouTube, you have the thumbs up and the thumbs down.
Right.
And no matter what, I'm going to have a video get 300 dislikes, where it might have 11,000 likes.
Right.
There's still 300 people that said, hey, I'm going to dislike that. Right? Well, and you're like, well, why did you have to take the time to do that? But I do think the world would be too boring if there wasn't people out there hating. Like, look at the mean tweets on Jimmy Kimmel. Like, I love watching those.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. The mean tweets,
no, I agree. Yeah.
Well, you got to have some kind of basis for comparison. You know, if you can't, it's basically theoretically impossible to have good without bad. Mm-hmm. You know, if everything was
otherwise we wouldn't have superheroes.
If everything was always good and happy and peachy, it would just be the norm, and there would be, you know, nothing to look forward to.
No superheroes.
Without the negative.
No superheroes.
So without villains, we wouldn't have
superheroes or villains.
We've all hated somebody privately. That's definitely the case. As far as, you know, we've made fun, like made a joke, or we've all done it. We just don't do it publicly.
Exactly.
Because we're smarter than, right?
Mm-hmm.
But social media has made it to where these people, because these people would never do that to your face. Like the people I'm telling you about that on my Facebook, they wouldn't come up to me and go, hey, you suck. You know, they wouldn't ever do that.
Exactly.
Like they'd be like, hey, I've seen you on Facebook. And I'd be like, hey, appreciate it. Yep. That would be the end of it.
That's
it's just like, because they think that, hey, there's 2,000 comments here. He'll never read this, or whoever it is will never read this.
Yeah.
They feel like they can put it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just too easy with that, you know, the anonymity and the false sense of power and the ease of access. It's just too easy to be hateful and negative. But you know, like with anything, there's the good and the bad, and there's plenty of good and positive things with the social media and the internet and whatnot. But you know, it's not always going to be 100% positive. With anything, you're going to get the negative aspect of it too. But you need that contrast in life.
Right, you have to have it.
Some
people make a living just being trolls. So.
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous.
Gross.
But you know, it's something that you know, life is always going to be like that, and you just got to kind of hope that more good comes out of it than bad.
Well,
you know,
and the bad ones get to live with that's how they roll. Yeah. You know, like that's their choice. Good, more power to you, I guess.
But you know what? I think you're doing good things, brother. We absolutely love your music, and I love the fact that you're not willing, that you refuse to let the suits get involved and get their dirty little fingers in your creative process. I love that you're doing things your way, and you're getting fans and followers that are true fans, people that really respect and appreciate the content that you're putting out. You have an amazing voice. And we love what you're doing, and we look forward to seeing more from you. And we mean that from the bottom of our hearts. I guarantee, Frenzy, you agree.
I don't mean it.
No, she's like, nah, screw this guy. He sounds horrible.
I kid.
Yeah.
You're completely.
Got one video, but I won't listen anymore. And you know what? There's probably many people there that, believe it or not, there's probably a lot of people that have one or two videos that they listen to of mine, and that's fine as long as they listen to it on YouTube. I'm cool with it.
So can you tell us where people can find you? Obviously, besides Facebook and YouTube, you have a website.
I do at Marty Ray Project, MartyRayProject.com, and every social media that I'm on is Marty Ray Project.
So
it's pretty
Instagram.
simple.
Facebook,
everywhere. Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook,
Twitter.
Twitter.
Woo-woo.
What else? YouTube, of course. YouTube is where I really would prefer everyone go.
All right, go to YouTube, people.
And you've got those. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
You go. No, you go. No, you. You.
No, you. You. I'm going to tell you a quick story because I meant to bring it up a long time ago when I mentioned B.B. King. You said in the beginning that before we went live, you said y'all like interesting stories.
Yeah.
I figured I would share this with you. I went to see B.B. King years ago, and at this point, this was probably 9 years ago, and he finished his show, and I was on the front row, and he was playing his guitar, and he was in the middle of "Thrill Is Gone," and he stops playing completely, and he looks out into the crowd. He's looking directly at me, and he says, "As long as that man right there is having a good time, then I'm having a good time too." And then he starts playing again. So I'm sitting there, flabbergasted, because I'm like, he was talking directly to me. I looked at my friend. I was like, he was talking to me. Like that was B.B. King talking to me.
Yeah.
And then that would have been enough. But then after the show, all the fans, they rushed to the front of the stage, and I didn't go to the front of the stage, but they all were in front of me, and he tries to throw these guitar picks out, and he reaches in his pocket and he throws these guitar picks, and they just scatter on the stage. And these fans are getting up on the stage trying to get these picks, and the security is throwing them off of the stage. King's getting mad.
Just chucking people.
Yeah, he said, stop throwing them off the stage like this. I was giving them these picks,
right?
And the security kept doing it, and B.B. King ended up taking his gold jewelry off his neck and his wrist and throwing it to the crowd.
Wow!
Because they couldn't get those picks. Now, that's still not the end of the story. I'm just trying to portray. I always like to portray in these podcasts or interviews that I do on the radio how great of a man B.B. King was. So then I'm going backstage. It was pitch black dark, and they're leading me with a flashlight, me and every one of B.B. King's family. I was thankful enough that I knew somebody at that show that was getting me backstage to meet B.B. King, hopefully. So we're walking backstage with a flashlight. You can't see anything. And then as I'm walking through, this giant hand comes out in the middle of this circle of security guards. This giant hand comes out and grabs my hand and is pulling me towards these security guards. So I'm like, oh crap, they're gonna throw me on the ground and whatever, because like I'm pulled over here. So these security guards are like pushing on my chest, and all the while this hand is coming in between their bodies and is pulling me towards them. And they're like, say, you got to move on. I'm like, somebody's got to hold my hand, dude. Like somebody's got my hand. And he was like, oh, looks down. And then in the middle of those security guards, it was B.B. King in a wheelchair. What? And he was pulling me to him. And he pulled me over there, and he got mad. He said, hey, y'all leave him alone. And I had a B.B. King record in my hand, an old B.B. King record. And he said, what you got here? And he made the security guard hold the flashlight. And then he told the security guard to go get a Sharpie. He wanted to sign it for me. So he signed it for me. He said, I really enjoyed having you here tonight. And at this moment, I couldn't speak, right? I was very speechless at this moment. And I was like, hey, I love you. You know what I mean?
That's
all I
awesome.
can say.
Wow.
I love you, man. And so he was like holding my hand, and he has this massive
So
hand.
cool.
And he says, I want to see you in the green room. And I said, I want to see you in the green room too. And so I waited in this long line. He's got a huge family, and when he was in Mississippi, and he's got this huge family, so I waited on all those people, and all of his family members had some kind of instrument, whether it be a guitar or something that they wanted him to sign. Of course, they wanted him to sign it probably to sell it and make money.
Right.
But
Right.
his management was turning everyone away that did not have a Gibson. If they didn't have a Gibson guitar, they were telling him he could not sign it under contract. He could not sign this because it's not Gibson. He was under contract with Gibson.
Wow.
So I have still to this day, I have a Martin guitar, which is Gibson's number one rival, I would presume.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, man, I'm not going to get B.B. King to sign my guitar. This is going to be horrible. I get in there, and I take the guitar anyway, and I take it out of the case, and I hand it to him, and he looks up at the head of the guitar, and he sees that it says Martin. He looks up at me, and he says, you know what, I'm going to sign it anyway. So he signed my Martin guitar. I could be the only person in the world that has a Martin guitar signed by B.B. King, and I play that same guitar in every video. To top that whole experience off, I hand B.B. King my first album that I ever made. Like, this was the first time I'd ever said, okay, I'm going for it. And he was one of the first ones to ever receive my album, and I handed it to him. And he says, who's got a Sharpie? And I said, no, that's for you. I don't want you to sign it. That's for you. He said, I know it's for me. And he said, who's got a Sharpie? And somebody handed him a Sharpie, and he made me sign my album to him.
Oh, that's
And I did that.
awesome.
And from that day on, like, that was the most encouragement.
Yeah.
That right there is what really pushed me into saying, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm doing this thing now. Like, I got to now. B.B. King
Absolutely.
he could have had my album riding on his bus until the day he died. You know what I mean?
Right.
So anyway, I wanted to tell that story before the podcast was over, so that, because I think I really like for people to understand why B.B. King was a king, the same as Elvis and
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, because they love their fans.
Absolutely.
They truly love them. So anyway.
Thank you for sharing that. That's really amazing. I love that story.
Yeah, that's a rare story. You hear something like that,
Yeah. I love it.
It's an insane story. It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe that it
Right.
happened. But
That it
it's
actually
really good.
happened. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
too. That's awesome. So that had to be a pretty big inspiration and kind of, paramount kind of moment in your life.
Oh,
you know?
it definitely was. Like I said, that was the moment when I said, I'm gonna make it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? At that point, I was like, I'm gonna make it in this thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm going to do this.
things like that can kind of
Do it.
set the tone for the kind of person that you're going to be, especially if like you wanted to pursue a career and a life in music. Something like that can really set the tone for the kind of musician and kind of person that you want to be.
Right, or even just kind of having that thought that you want to do it, but then that gives you just the little extra push that you needed to be like, F yeah, I'm doing this. Like, this solidifies my decision. I'm doing it. And what better than B.B. King to make you do that, right?
Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber might have done it for me.
Ew. That is so ew. I'm going to throw up all over you.
That too.
Imagine if you told that story, but it wasn't B.B. King, it was Justin Bieber.
If it would have been Justin Bieber, I would already have millions of followers.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, jeez.
That's beautiful, though, man. That's a really cool story.
Yeah, I love it. All right, we should probably let you go home and shower and wash your beard.
Yeah.
How often do you wash your beard? Like once a day?
You can't wash it every day.
Like every couple days?
I do wash it every other day.
Okay, every other day. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Is there like a dry shampoo for the beard? Because girls have dry shampoo for their hair. Have you
Well,
heard
I
about
use
this?
Beardalizer shampoo.
Beardalizer.
Oh, Beardalizer, duh.
Hell yeah.
I was giving you the plug-in. Thanks for
And
taking it.
I use Beardalizer conditioner cream too. So.
Yeah.
Strong enough for a woman, but pH balance for a man. or whatever.
There you go. Yep.
There is no
That's
reason
under-
why
that's under
women
slogan.
should be using
Yeah.
fertilizer products. If you
No,
are,
it's just like
you
it's
might
like
be in a circus.
it's like the old chick deodorant commercials. Strong enough for a man.
No,
but
pH balance for a woman. Strong enough for a man, but pH balance for a woman.
That's what I said.
No, you didn't say
But
that.
I switched it for the beard. Strong enough for a woman, but pH balance for a man.
Okay.
Frenzy, go home. You're drunk.
Oh, you go take a shower. You smell.
Marty Ray, thank you so much for sharing your time with us, brother.
Thank
Yes.
y'all for having me. It was a blast. And
Thank you.
We'll do it again.
Yeah, definitely. We'd love to have you on again sometime. And I think we're going to have to go out and you've got 2 albums out right now, you said, and 2 more slated to come out.
I got 2 albums out on iTunes and any digital store, and I have like 4 singles that are out. That's been out for a while, and I have the new album coming out next month. Is the plan for my new album, my personal album, to come out, and then I'm featuring on I'm helping my little brothers do the rap album as well. That'll be like an EP.
That's awesome.
It'll be like
Very
4
cool.
songs on that. So that'll come out next month as well, hopefully. That's the plan.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Love
We are going to contribute to the Marty Ray Project, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Right
on.
We love what you're doing, man. You're not just because of your talent, but the way that you're doing things. It's an inspiration, and we just we love it.
Yeah, and
You're doing things
You can
right.
tell that you're an awesome, great, down-to-earth person, and that even makes it that much more better. So, love what you're
Well, I
doing.
don't have any other place to be but Earth, so it's the only place I can be.
Exactly.
It's all right. You're one of the good guys, and like I say, the world has enough bad guys. We need more good guys. So.
Well, I hope I can be a good guy forever, and I hope that people see me that way. But I try my best. Let's put it that way. I know I have faults, and just like everybody else, but
Yep.
I try my best to be a helping hand to the world around me and change it. So that's all we can really do is just
That's
change
all
the
you
world
can
around
do.
us.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yay! Okay.
Beautiful. All right, brother. Go wash that beard.
No, it's probably
Yes, sir.
tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thanks, Marty.
We'll talk to you soon.
Have a good night.
All righty.
Bye.
Bye. Frenzy.
What?
It's outro time.
Duh.
That was our guest, the very talented Marty Ray
Yes, he was awesome.
from the Marty Ray Project.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that dude is definitely awesome. We had a great time with him. We ended up going like 2 hours
Yeah.
with the guy.
Yeah.
Talked about pretty much everything under the sun.
Yes. Huge fan.
Yes.
Officially.
He's doing good things. Let's talk about some sponsors real quick, huh?
Yep.
This episode is sponsored by Northland Vapor Company.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a new brick and mortar actual store opening up. Do you know when that's opening up? I can't remember.
I don't know when it's opening up. Soon.
Very soon.
Don't have a date.
I want to say November.
Probably.
But you can go and check them out on Facebook and stuff, and on their website.
Yep.
Northland
Northland
Vapor.
Vapor. What is it?
Northland Vapor.
Vapor.com. Mm-hmm.
NorthlandVaporCompany.com.
Nope. NorthlandVapor.com.
Good. I'm glad that you're here.
Yeah.
To know the details.
Otherwise, it's all falling apart.
Yeah, you can find info on that. They're opening up a shop in Fargo. So the Fargo
Oh yeah,
area.
Fargo, don't you know?
Oh, don't you know?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you can actually go in and get some of their awesome e-vape liquid right there.
You can go get some D's nuts.
Or if you're not in the area, you can go to their website and order it online.
Yeah, and use the code SARGE20 to get 20% off your order, plus some sweet swag.
Yeah, they got
They
some
have.
sweet swag
Yeah.
for sure. Also, this episode is sponsored by Alpine Hemp.
Mm-hmm.
They've got the Alpine Hemp. They have the tinctures, which is like the little droppers.
Yep, CBD oil
Yes.
and tinctures, droppers, capsules, also e-vape liquid as well.
However you want to get that amazing hemp product and help improve your health and your life.
Yeah, so many things it's good for. You can check them out at alpinehemp.com.
Yes, go to their Facebook page, like it, follow it,
Instagram,
all that stuff.
all the social media things.
We are also sponsored by
Comics Watching Comics.
Yeah.
Hosted by Kevin Goatee.
Yes, they are now on Amazon Video.
Yes.
That's super exciting.
I know, and I know Kevin's excited about that.
Heck yeah.
Without a doubt. Mm-hmm. We are also sponsored by the Sportsbook Box Office Podcast. Hosted by
Kevin Goatee and Jeffrey Paul.
Yes. They got a great podcast over there on New York comedians talking about sports and movies and busting each other's balls.
Yeah, and this time of year is the best time to tune in because it's football season.
Yes. Yeah, I guarantee they're going to have some good episodes dropping now that football season's in full swing.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So go check them out too. They're on iTunes and Spreaker, Podomatic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go look them up. SportsBook.
They're also, and all of our sponsors are on our website as well. You can check out their sponsor tabs at sargeapproved.com.
Damn right.
Get all the info.
Do it. Mm-hmm. Listen to us. All right, who we got coming up, Frenzy?
We've got Eric Drexler.
Ooh, a 502er.
A 502er.
We love the dudes from 502 of Comedy.
Excited to chat with him. And then we've also got Kevin Goatee.
He's coming back.
One of our sponsors and friends coming to chat with us about the whole Comics Watching Comics on Amazon Video and all the other things he's got going on. So looking forward. I'm going to bust his balls about some football too.
Oh,
so
dude, you have
looking forward to that.
Making his triumphant return to the show.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
So, and everyone else will just have to wait for.
Yes. So. All right. I think we're going to play this episode out with, of course, a song by the very talented Marty Ray.
Duh.
And this is one of my favorites. And you listen to this one.
One of his originals.
Yeah, this is one of his originals. He did a parody of Bad and Bougie.
Yeah.
Called Bad and Beastie.
Yeah. And do us a favor, if you listen to any of his songs, you can find pretty much all of them on YouTube or on his website. Share them and tag him in your post so that he can see that you're listening, because
he's got a ton of awesome content out there, and the guy's got
so talented.
Yeah.
And a very nice down to earth human, so love those. Those guests.
He's got 2 albums out already, 2 more slated to drop, so go there, buy those albums. He's got all that stuff on his YouTube page. And the dude's got 200,000 subscribers, so
plus he's a majestic beard.
It is. It's glorious.
Yeah. So enjoy. Right. Thanks for joining us. Have an awesome night.
Yes.
Bye.
Later, fuckers.
You know, I told y'all my friends were bearded. You know, so a lot of people took that serious. We never had no shaved face though. If a beardo don't trust you, I'm a bougie. Hey! Beer pop, or drop. Rub it in my beard, make it top. Blade in your hand, make it drop. Growing the beard is your one shot. 2 starting nothing but grow a bigger. Vitalize it forever, won't be no foot up in my beard while I'm looking at you. My beard do the talking, he's thinking it through. My beard's so bad and beastly, so you be glad to meet me. Got beard so flawless, I do. Sometimes it take more than shampoo. My beard's so bad and beastly, so you be glad to meet me. Got beard so flawless, I do. Time to take more than shampoo. Oh shit. Woo, 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 woo. Black ones and brown ones and white ones and red ones are very diversified. Woo, but Eliza exclusive and true. Chopping at laws. Woo, beard on my dog. Woo, take my beard for a jog. Woo, sweat. You can be just what you wanna be. Need more hair on your face to be more like me. If you shaving your face, you ain't really free. You think we off you, but we're calling it.
Like ants.
Hey, posing the toes. Yeah, to beard let them grow. Woo. Yeah, I used to be broker. Stacking the deck with no joker. Beard and stupid, I'm your tutor. No need to wait to get it sooner. Some in they call them late bloomer. Say it won't go, that's the rumor. I can't tell you that it won't itch, but the cream in it all is a soother. I'm not trying to put you, but you asked me. How did you grow your beard so fast? Black ones and brown ones and white ones and red ones, some curly, some long and some straight. Bad dream about having a slick face. Woke up holding my beard, yeah, embrace. Had a beard since my very first birthday. Vitalize, I keep in my briefcase. When you growing it out, go the long way. If they tell you to shave, then don't obey. Can't stop. Beard prop. Looking at my beard with a teardrop. Running through my hand like a doc. You get too close, get a beard swap. If you don't know #beard on the Twitter, I really can't rhyme, it's my beard that's a spit. I'll be at the main bit of Laza. Just look at Lil Main and you'll see that it's true. My beard's so bad and beastly, so you be glad to meet me. Got beard so flawless, I do. Sometimes it take more than shampoo. My beard's so bad and beastly, so you be glad to meet me. Got beard so flawless, I do. Time to take more than shampoo. Yeah. yeah. My bitch sat on the throne. Hey, wait. These bitches watching, they want my beer for their own. Yeah, hey, huh? My beer is smoked by the dose. My beer will go to my toes. Bit a lot of the credit is owed. Ooh, now girlies be sticking like glue. I say yo, welcome and she say thank you. At a touch it, she saying Yahoo. Wait, she said she want me. Beer, it's so great. All of these men with slick face, still spreading the love with no hate. Look, you want a beer like Romaine, a beer that increases your brain. Show 100,000 girls and they fame. Yeah, I show 300 a day. Yeah, a few grapes. Yeah, my beard is still bad and beastie. Yeah, likes to make his own graffiti. Yeah, some say my beard is just creepy. Yeah, that's cause they know they can't beat me. Yeah, beard is so long, call me OG. Yeah, beard is more precious than dollar. This beard I got from my father, he groomed me. My beard be singing, these girls be dreaming about being my beard only company. My beard they be keep on the marquee. Beer pop, or drop. Rub it in my beard, make it top. Blade in your hand, make it drop. Growing the beard is your one shot. Two starting nothing but grow a bigger. Beard Eliza forever won't be no further. Up in my beard while I'm looking at you. My beard do the talking, he's thinking it through. My beard's so bad and beastly, so you be glad to meet me. Got beard so flawless, I do. Time to take more than shampoo. My beard's so bad and beastly, so you be glad to meet me. Got beard so flawless, I do. Time to take more than shampoo. My beard's so bad and beastly, so you be glad to meet me. Got beard so flawless, I do. Time to take more than shampoo. My beard's so bad and beastly, so you be glad to meet me. Got beard so flawless, I do. Time to take more than shampoo. Santa. My beard's big as Atlanta. Wishlist at Christmas Santa. Watching you close for the manners. I'm coming to town, read the banners.